Okay, so hey guys and girls, today I'm going to show you a video of a player companion or non-combat pet. It's obtained in the same way as any other pet of its type is, which is from Booty Bay, from this dude in the funky pink threads. If you're watching this video, I'm already going to assume you know where the pet comes from, so I'm going to jump straight to it. This is what the icon looks like in your bag. Kind of boring. Let's take him around and have a look. Okay, and here he is. Looking pretty cool. Whenever you summon him, he always has that little speech bubble come over his head. There is no audio file for it, he doesn't actually say anything, it literally is just text, but still pretty cool nonetheless. His idle animation is literally just him stood there looking pretty cool. That's all he does when he stood still. He does also have run and walk animations too. I'm not sure if you cut the walk animation earlier, he did walk for a little bit. One of the main features of this pet is you can right click and you can do a couple of things. The first one is he basically explains how his currency system works. I'm not going to read it to you, you can read it yourself, you can pause it if you want to. The second feature, which I'll show you in about now, is he is a vendor. And he sells these unique items which can only be bought from him, using a currency which you can only get from him as well, and I'll explain and show you how that works a bit later. One thing to note, there is a buyback tab at the bottom. You cannot actually sell anything to this vendor whatsoever. Even items you've bought from him you cannot sell back to him in exchange for those credits. Literally no function in that whatsoever. You can literally just buy things from him. The top 4 items that he sells are kind of consumables. The first one is like a little throwable sphere which is very shiny, and I might show you that in a later video. And there's a couple of other consumables which I think you could probably pause and read what they do. One thing to note with all of them is that they count as conjured items. So once you've bought them and you're logged out for more than 15 minutes, they will despawn and you will lose your currency for buying them, which is very annoying to say the least, but they're pretty cool once you have them. The best thing to do is work up as many credits as you can and just buy them whenever you want them and not get upset when you lose them. The other items you saw there were pieces of level 1 armour, which replicate the armour that he's wearing himself. Don't look quite as cool, and they're pretty expensive, but other than that, no stats, no special effects, just little bits of cool armour. It's a little bit of his cool animation, which I'm probably sure you've seen before from certain mobs in the game. As you can see here as well, he has no cooldown on when you can summon him and dismiss him, like any other pet, so you can pop him out whenever you want to. And you can see there he says that when he's summoned again, above his head. And he might look quite cool, but he does struggle to board ships, so you have to dismiss him and summon him again, but I think that's the same for any other pet. And I left this bit in here just for terracing. If you don't get it, you're not supposed to, so don't worry about it. Okay, and at this point I'm going to fly to Nagrand. Reason being, there's quite a few mobs in this area with the same model, same skin, just to compare him size and look wise, so we'll take a look at that. can also see I'm quite indecisive about typing things at guild chat for some reason. Okay, so here we are. And also watch me struggle to line two of these guys up, but you can kind of get a decent idea once I flip him around a little bit. Okay, so there we go, not quite in line, but approximately half the size of normal mobs, which I believe I've read somewhere still makes him the biggest non-combat pet in the game so far. Not quite sure how true that is, but he's still pretty big. Let's have a look at him from behind. Definitely one of my favourite. Sorry, don't know what happened there. Definitely one of my favourite mob models. They look really cool, both in game and as the pet. This following bit of footage, I was going to try and show you how the currency system worked, and as you can see here, I'm having no luck in triggering his ability to gather the currency from dying mobs. At the time I thought it was because it had to be a certain type of mod, such as humanoid or a beast or whatever. So I flew around a bit, tried different mobs, but of course it suddenly clicked. They have to grant experience or honour, and being in a low level area, it did neither for me. So I took him into Crystal Song, found a couple of mobs. Unfortunately the first one couldn't have turned out any worse, as the evasion bugged. So I walked around to him, hit him a couple of times, and unfortunately again, once I killed him, he triggers this message and you're unable to see the effect. So that didn't turn out too well. As far as I've seen from testing it, he only says those things the first kill you get after summoning him. I'll show you a couple more kills so you can actually see the effect in play. There we go. And he kind of jumps in the air and big purple beams of soul collection, and you get 1 point of currency per kill. And I struggled to find it. I couldn't find my bags at first, and it's not on the currency tab. Turns out it is a stackable item in your bag. I just failed to see it the first time, and it should be in the top. I'll zoom up to it in a second. There we go. And I'm pretty sure that's the same icon as Arcane Torrent for the Blood Elf racial. Doesn't say how many you can stack up to, so I'm guessing it's indefinite up to a reasonable limit. So I'll show you a couple more kills so you can see the animation again, hopefully a little bit clearer. And there we go. Pretty cool. I'll show you here as well in a couple more clips about the range of this effect. As far as I can see, his range is pretty much whatever your attack range is, such as this one here, which is a ridiculous range. So don't worry if you're out of range or you think he's out of range, he probably isn't. He also has an animation for throwing the currency to you, which I'll just show here as he collects up. I'm zooming a little bit as well, like so, which is also pretty nifty. And there we go. Hopefully at some point in the future I'll release some videos on some of the things he sells to you. But that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Torment sleep.